God bless the flag, we all beating our chest. When it's peace, it's the same old game, the same old players, same old names. Right. My skin is my sin. My skin is my sin. My skin is my sin.
What's good, fam? How's everybody doing? That's what's up. That's what's up. Like I can hear y'all. This is Jobs, y'all know. And y'all are tuned in to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to guys, we welcome everybody. We only got one rule, and that's be respectful. So, I'm just kind of chilling. Nice day off. It's nice outside. And I woke up. Salute to the man upstairs or whomever you say created us. Salute to them. And salute to you for tuning in. So, what we going to chop it up with? Let's see. I'm waiting on AJ to call in. We'll see. And typically we don't really talk about much for the first 10 or 15 minutes. And, sometimes it's kind of difficult just chopping it up by yourself. You just basically, some days you got a lot to talk about, and some days not so much. I think today I'm kind of like in the middle. I don't know. I just a laid back day after you work like 3 days in a row, get real stressed, want to relax. This is my way of relaxing. So, what do you do to relax? That's a good question. Somebody told me the other day, a good relaxation technique is to envision like your favorite color and then your least favorite color. And with your favorite color, when you're feeling stressed, you just inhale and you think of that color. And with your least favorite color, when you exhale, you think of that color. So, and I'm pretty sure I can get kind of like the meaning behind that. Basically, breathe in the good and exhale the bad. So, and I'm assuming that doing it physically makes you acknowledge it a little bit more mentally as well. That's just my thoughts on that. Let's see. Oh, we got a couple minutes. Y'all don't tune in until about 7:30 anyway. But if there's anybody listening, like 40 seconds of this little promo I want you to hear. Well, I call it a promo. But anyway, let's roll with it. And then we'll get into what we're talking about tonight and the whole 9 yards.
You emotional as fuck, about to get lost. Fuck your division. It's supposed to be us. They don't ask religion. When they fucking us up, faith is a decision. And shouldn't alter the trust. Is we black or what? Just answer me that. When the shit jumps off, is you running or shooting back? Soldiers coming all shapes, sizes, and strength. Your arrogance disparaging at the smallest offense. You wasn't born with a black fist raised. You awoke, but you can't forget that back in the days you slung coke. I applaud your awakening. It's beautiful to see. Just don't make you no better than me.
What's good, AJ?
Hey, what's going on, man? What's up, man?
You sound like you're in an airport hangar.
Yeah, I had to get my radio voice up. What's good, everybody? What's up? You hear me?
Yeah, you still sound like you're in the fog, though.
All right, let me see.
Oh, that's perfect right there, bro.
All right, we good. Okay.
All right, Pat. What's good with you, man? You all right?
Yeah, everything's cool, man. I'm just finally getting situated. Laying back, man, cool, man. But, just business as usual. What's up with you?
Just chilling, man. Sat up, just watching TV, man. Just laying on the couch all day, relaxing.
That sounds like a good life right there.
Well, I work 4 days in a row starting tomorrow, so it works out for me. I get that 1 day in between, so it won't be a full week straight. But I just chill out and do nothing really, and do the show.
Right. Speaking of the show, Let's talk about.
Let's see what we're talking about. Well, last week we talked about hurting a great woman because you loved her enough to leave. And I had quite a few people that was interested in continuing that conversation. So we did a little poll, got a couple of people to vote or whatnot, and they voted for this. So here we are. And we'll jump into it, whenever you're ready.
I'm ready, unless it was something that you want to talk about before we get the ball rolling.
Nah, not really. Have you ever done that before?
Yeah, but not for that exact reason though. It was kind of for that reason, but it was for my selfish reasons as well. So I can't say I have, and I can't say that I haven't.
You know what? I didn't even think that's a good way. That's a good way to describe it. I didn't even consider it that like both last week, to be quite honest. And I must admit it probably had I probably had some selfish reasons to it, but if you put it on the scales, it was more about saving some pain for somebody else as opposed to me gaining something.
Exactly.
Now what I did see was there were more requests for us brothers to open up, which I find interesting. Kind of totally unrelated, but it's like we supposed to walk a delicate line. If you too open and honest, they call you soft.
Right.
If you ain't open and honest enough, you cold and don't know how to love. It's like a delicate balance you got to walk.
That's very true. I look at it like this also. All right. Let's just say that we're the piece to the puzzle. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
To complete their puzzle, right? And
right.
And say for instance, if a female might feel as though a dude is too soft or too cold-hearted, maybe he just doesn't fit. He's not that piece to fit that puzzle to make it complete. But to somebody else,
right.
he might walk that line perfectly. You feel what I'm saying? So
that's true too.
Relationships take balance, but at the same time, you don't want to just turn somebody into what they're not on both sides, with males and females. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I kind of came up with the puzzle piece. And like the situation that you were just talking about, that we both was just talking about, you see all the good things in that puzzle, which would be the female. You feel what I'm saying? But your piece doesn't complete her puzzle pretty much, and it could be the other way around as well.
That's true. That's true. And you know what I did realize too, and we got somebody actually that want to chime in. I'm gonna get to you in a second, 2492. But what I did realize was that a lot of us are raised by women, and that's what I'm saying. That's it. Like you got your moms, your aunties, close knit family, blase splee. But I think sometimes what happens is moms may swing the pendulum a little too far in trying to make sure that you're not soft. She overcompensate because she really don't know, because it's different when pops do it. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't got to tell you certain stuff. You just get to see it. But with mom, she has to tell you, and not having that not being a man, she can't really tell you definitively. And so sometimes I think they overcompensate. But that being said, let me get to 2492 right quick. What's good, fam?
Yo, peace, Simon.
Peace.
What's good, man?
How you doing, man?
Cool.
Man, I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good. I wanted to, we picking back up from last week.
Yes, sir.
Continuing the show. Dope topic again.
Appreciate that.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. You got a little feedback in the back. It just went away.
Yeah, I hear it too. I wasn't sure if it was me.
Hold on, let me see real quick. Hold on, let me see something. Is it gone?
Huh? Yep.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna have me in the hot box, man. That was my AC, but it's all good though, man. Just a quick
You got a fan over there, bro. That's what it sounds like.
I'm about to curse, man. My AC on karate right now. It's kicking, bro. Taekwondo, man.
Already, it's hot.
So what you think about the topic, bro?
I mean, you know, I guess I'll consider myself an expert on this. Yeah, man. But I think it's a broad topic. I mean, this could go on for days. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's so many different dynamics that apply to the topic.
Uh huh.
You know, but I mean, what you guys were touching on? When I came on, I heard you talking about moms. You know what I'm saying? Mom's raising her son up too tough on him. And
right.
I'll say, well, that's. I mean, my mother is a Desert Storm veteran, so I was raised military. My father was a Marine, my mother was in the Army. So I was raised with the strict discipline, very strict discipline. And my mother was extremely tough on me, extremely tough. I will say it definitely prepared me. It definitely prepared me for life on one and two, but then I lacked, and I found myself lacking in a lot of areas because of the fact that I was raised by a woman. You know what I'm saying? Certain things like I found myself lacking because I wasn't raised balanced. You know what I mean? My mom's got married in my teenage years, but by that time, like, nigga, I don't need no daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't need no daddy. Yeah, I don't need no daddy. You know, by this point, I had a relationship with my father, but I will say firsthand that a man cannot raise a woman and a woman cannot raise a man. That's why it's two of us.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why it's two of us. And the duality is the balance that what shapes and molds, you know what I mean, your persona, your person.
And you know what? Let me backtrack a little bit. I agree with you that it's extremely difficult. They can do it, you know, and because there's plenty of success stories. You know, I'm not going to dismiss that. You know, and most of us turn out, you know, just somewhat normal people. You know, it's just the ease of doing things. That's why it's both parents should be involved. You know?
Right.
You get to see certain things,
difficult.
how you're treated as opposed to what you're told makes a big difference.
Absolutely. It's natural. It's natural for two parents to be in a household. It's natural for a child to have two parents. That's what it's supposed to be. We just live in a reality in which is so fucked up that it's almost outside of the norm. You know what I mean? To whereas some normal shit really don't apply, and we gotta dissect it. You know what I mean? Because that's just not the majority of our background. So majority of us come from broken homes.
And it sets you back, like things that somebody with a stable house, two parents, things that they know at 21, you don't learn till like 25, maybe 30.
Mhm.
And that's what really, and I'm not even talking about like just living. I'm talking about loving.
That's exactly what I was about to go into. So I learned in my 30s that I got emotional issues. And I'm my harshest critic, so I have no problem saying this. You know, I got emotional issues. I'm not, every relationship I've been, I'm not emotional, but I was raised by a non-emotional woman. My mother had to be tough. You dig me? My mother had to be tough. She had no choice but to be tough. So that thick skin, that nurture, I didn't have that mother. But I was clothed. You know what I mean? I was running the household because my mother had me at 16, worked 3 jobs, joined the military, got out the military, went to school, got a bachelor's. My mother got her PhD right now. You know what I mean? Wow. It's not a bigger cheerleader for my mother than me. You dig me? But on the other end too,
I feel you.
I missed out on so much emotionally growing up because I had to be the man in the house. I had to raise my little sister. I had to go to school. I had a job and I played sports.
It's like you got the structure of the house. You didn't get the furniture.
I didn't get the furniture. You know what I'm saying? So, and you can ask my queen now, man. Like, it's not the first time I heard it. Whereas I'm really not that emotional of a person, bro. You know what I mean? And it's just not where I come from. You know what I mean? It's natural, but it's natural for me, but it's not natural. That's not what it's supposed to be. So I'm trying to figure out my feelings as a 32-year-old man. You know what I mean? 33-year-old man, trying to really figure out where I'm supposed to be emotionally at this point in my life.
Let me ask you this, man. With your queen now, when y'all not together, like say she at work, you at work, do you tell her you love her every day?
Yeah, I tell my girl I love her every day.
Do you feel it when you say it? And you, I mean, you know, if I ask you something that's too personal, my bad, just let me know.
No, you're weird. No, you good. You good. I mean it when I say it. But
okay,
I mean, I mean it. I mean it when I say it. You know, I tell
and that's where it starts.
I mean that. Yeah, I mean it when I say it. But everybody don't necessarily know how to love. You know, and some people have to learn. I'm one of the people who have really had to learn what love is. Especially with me being a father of two girls, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To show my daughters, and I do it to the best of my ability, to show my daughters what a man is supposed to be to a woman. And I base that off of what I didn't have, and freestyle it. You know what I mean? And make it my own.
Right, all first verse.
Right, absolutely. make it
you
know
it
my
what,
own.
Though, man? What may be even more important, especially you love your queen that you with right now, is not necessarily you focusing on your ability to show it to her, but finding out how she best receives it, and because you love her, you do those things. It doesn't, kind of take your emotions. You can almost leave your emotions to an extent out of it as to why you're doing it. You're doing it for her.
Right.
I think, and as time goes on, y'all develop some good patterns.
Right. Beauty of my situation, my relationship is my girl love me for me, unemotional and all. You dig me? So
right.
That's the beauty of it is when you with somebody and you love them and you just love them for who they are. It's not that much work that really got going to the relationship because it works itself out. You give and take with people you love. You sacrifice with people you love. If you're doing too much work, if everything's a struggle in a relationship, you need to get out of it. It ain't meant. If it's really meant for you to be in that relationship, it will work itself out. You know what I mean? It's just going to come naturally. It's just going to come naturally because based off the two people. If someone say you love them, people got different meanings. It's different degrees of love too.
Facts.
It's different degrees of love.
That's extremely cool.
Yeah, it's different degrees of love, man. And people learn this. I have to learn to separate that because you can say, "Yo, I love you," but it don't mean. And us as men, we understand this. Like you might tell a chick, "Yo, I love you," but I love her more. You know what I mean? Or I love this more. Whatever the case, whatever it may be. It could be a dog. You know what I mean? I love my dog more, but I do love you. But it's different. There's different degrees to it. You be in love.
Yeah.
You can be blinded by love. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
You know, like.
And you know what? All of that really comes from, like you said a little. You touched on earlier. Is examining yourself, knowing yourself.
Right.
And because nobody is without a flaw or flaws. Let me put it correctly. And understanding that I think helps more in the beginning to really develop a good foundation and knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses and being okay with the weaknesses and celebratory of the strengths is dope.
Right. You definitely want to have.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I do need to
you good. Go ahead.
let everybody know. if you do want to get on air, you just call 347-855-8692, and you got to press 1. All right, so I'll get you in the queue. All right, my bad, man. What was you saying?
I don't even remember, bro. It's cool. It wasn't nothing major. But I mean, really, it's kind of it wasn't nothing major. It's just one of them things, man. Like dealing with women is if you gotta take people for who they are, who they show you they are, what they do. So even in my case, in certain scenarios, I don't necessarily do the most emotional things, but my actions will show my heart was in the right place. You know what I mean? I meant well. You know what I mean? Doing it. I think society alone, like, messes just like social media, all that stuff just gives all these false pretenses on what relationships are supposed to be. Like, first of all, who in the hell looked at Nicki Minaj and Meek Mill as relationship examples? Who's looking at Beyonce?
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it's terrible. It's terrible. Like, come on, man. Like, you ain't got nothing in common with them except they black, and you like rap.
Relationship goals. That's hashtag. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. That shit kills me with the nigga with the do-rag on and tattoos and got his arms around a chick with a big ass, and it'd be like, real niggas wipe the toilet seat for they girl or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
right, man.
the dumb shit you see every day, man. Like, yo, who is really believing in shit and thinking that's what a relationship's supposed to be?
But I mean, I get it. I guess visually, I kind of get it that anybody can find somebody, but that's not the representation I want personally.
Right.
You know, give me some class.
Right.
You know, it's not like they 18 and 19. They grown.
They grown, right?
You know. I was about to say, because I was. Let me ask you this: so the one that got away, or that you let get away, do you think that was more helpful for your success with your relationship now?
It definitely prepared me for it, because I never had somebody who loved me the way my ex loved me, or showed me this is how somebody's supposed to love you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is how a woman's supposed to love you. I never had that but she was a little older than me. So, you know, she went through the ringer. She was previously married. She been through it. She learned how to adjust to a man. You know what I mean? And I learned how to adjust to her, but I had to be literally taught how to, like, really love somebody. Like, in a straight up monogamous relationship, like, learn how to love a woman, and my ex-girlfriend definitely taught me that. So I will say she definitely prepared me for my next venture, regardless of how it turned out. Like, that's still my homie to this day. Like, it's no love lost. You know what I mean? We great friends. All of that. It definitely made me a better dude. You know what I mean? For the next one, definitely made me a better dude. I mean, it don't take away none of the pain or anything that I went through, but I'm grateful for the experience.
That's dope. Hey, I'm in our the chat room. Oh, we do have a chat room open on Blog Talk. But there was a question for you, actually, and she wanted to know, she said, I'm curious if he means he's not emotional or he's not affectionate.
I'm affectionate, and you know what I mean? Like, come home, I'm going to kiss my kids, I'm going to kiss my queen. You know what I mean? I'm affectionate. It takes a while because of my past experiences and the crazy-ass relationships that I have had. I'm trying to break the walls down myself, but just off of my past and my personal experiences, it's hard. It's hard. It's much easier, and we brothers, man. We know it's so much easier to not give a fuck and just do what you want and not think twice about it. You understand what I'm saying?
It is.
It's so much easier. It's so much easier, and I don't want to be that. I understand that I'm a role model for children, period, male and female, including my own children. And the fact that my daughter is old enough to understand the dynamics, the complications, and specifics of a relationship now. I can't be that dude no more. You know what I mean?
That's funny you say that too, man. And I'm not gonna name any names, but a long time ago, and it was a long time ago, one of my dudes, and this is totally kind of not related, but related. Anyway, he was staying with this woman, and this woman like loved the ground that he walked on, like literally. I mean, she had a great job, didn't require him to do anything but take care of himself and buy weed.
Wow.
And she loved him. I mean, it was palpable. You could tell. Well, this dude would have his ex come over every day while she was at work, her whole shift.
Wow. So disrespectful.
And bring their kid with them, to the point where, and this was my dude, this was my boy, to the point where I'm like, dude, that's not right.
Right.
And at that moment, I kind of realized I'm no longer the dude that just don't give a shit.
Right. Yep. I definitely think about the things I do now because I know my kids is watching me, and I think last week somebody had asked me, I re-listened to the show when somebody asked me would I let my daughter, would I be okay if my daughter dated a dude like me? Yes, I would. But you know what? My daughter's going to be prepared for all the bullshit that nigga's going to bring. You know what I mean? She's going to be well prepared. She'll be well prepared. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be well prepared for all the game this nigga's going to try to run, all the bullshit lies and all that. Oh, she's going to be well prepared for it. She's going to be well prepared for it, and she's going to see it coming 1,000 miles away. So I'm not worried about that. And at the end of the day, my good outweighs my bad by a ton. You know what I mean? Like, you want to keep it real. Yeah, my good definitely outweighs my bad. You know what I mean? So my bad habits, some of my bad ways, I'm not perfect. I definitely got weaknesses like any other man. But I make sure my daughter know that. Like, it's not just me. This is all men. At the end of the day, I'm a provider. I'm a father. And you know what? When my daughter starts dating and potentially, may get married at some point in time in her life, and she looks for some of the same qualities in a guy that is in with me because I'm the only prominent example in her life, absolutely, I'm okay with that. But I don't think this generation can make another Jerome. You know what I mean? This generation don't produce them type dudes. You know what I mean?
That's not true though, man. You selling yourself short because you passing along your wisdom. So you yourself are creating another Jerome. Don't sell yourself short, bro.
That's true. You're right on that. But yeah, I'm totally okay.
I like to hear that shit.
I much rather my daughter date somebody like me. At least I know she's gonna be safe. She's gonna have a roof over her head. She's gonna have lights. She's not gonna struggle. And she won't have to know what that's like.
That's all that counts.
People told me, that's all that counts. You got to prepare your kids for life, not for. You know what I mean? If you're not preparing your kids for life, you're wasting your time, and your kids they're gonna fail. They're gonna fail if you're not preparing them for life.
I tell my daughters, and we're going to get back to the topic. I apologize. But I tell my daughters all the time, man, my requirement is to make you better than me.
Yes.
I need to give you what I have learned, and most importantly, the fuck-ups that I have seen or have been a part of. I'm going to share those to you, and more importantly, I'm going to share those so you don't have to do that. And I'm going to be there with you. I'm going to make you fuck up some shit we can't fix.
Right. And if that nigga lie, we're going to beat his ass together. You know what I mean? Like,
that's true.
Yeah, man.
But let me ask a question to our listeners out there. Have you been on the receiving end of being hurt and someone told you they did it for your own good? And were you appreciative of that? That would be my question to the listeners. So if you're in the chat room, let me know. If you're in the event, let me know. I
got a question
personally
for the
have been
sister.
told that. Huh? Go ahead.
I got a question for the queen. I mean, I just want to flip the question. You know what I mean,
Okay,
just
go
easy
ahead.
as we've heard, just as easy as we've hurt great women in our lives. I mean, how many of them out there have lost great dudes for that nigga? You know what I mean? For you know what I mean? For homeboy Harold. You know what I mean? Who coming in was knocking the dust off that joint. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you know what I mean? But yo was in there knocking the dust off of it, but he's a loser. And then he got pregnant and got twins. You know what I'm saying? And you got James who got 2 jobs and no kids in his own crib, but he don't make enough money.
He'll take you around the gangsters when he be shooting at and all this
Right.
criminal stuff that excites
Right.
you for reasons that unbeknownst to me. Pretty much, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like in high school, the nerdy dude gets nothing, you know, and the star football player who will turn out to be your local wino, and the nerdy dude turns out to be the CEO of some company out in Silicon Valley.
Right.
You know, I think that's probably more likely in women's case. Just a guess, though.
Right.
You know, not necessarily that they were, you know. Damn, how can I'm gonna have to think on this before I put my foot in my mouth. So hold on. I feel something stupid about to come out.
No, it's
it can, but
I'll say it. I know it for a fact. As far as
so expand on that then, AJ. You know it for a fact. What happened?
All right, you feel what I'm saying? I mean, it's somebody I know. I'm not going to say it's me. You feel what I'm saying? Let's say his name is DJ. His name is DJ.
All I saw was some big ass air quotes.
Okay. DJ used to go. You feel what I'm saying? Regular dude, cool dude. You feel what I'm saying? Around the time when I was, when I was in school and all that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, kids was basically profiting, making income on their own, and he didn't punch a clock pretty much. And I'm talking about since I was middle school, going to high school, and all these dudes with that dude. You feel what I'm saying? All these dudes with that dude. And BJ, like top tier. You feel what I'm saying? But BJ,
I got you.
Well, we'll get middle tier. Or probably, you know what I mean, or PG. If you get, I mean, you watch better. Anyway, so time progresses, and BJ gets this message on Facebook in 2012. This is everything. This is what BJ told me, man. Like, this is what BJ told me. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, why the hell is she hitting me up for? You feel what I'm saying? What hitting BJ up? Why is she hitting BJ up? Why is BJ telling me this? Anyway, so BJ see nothing but headshots of the picture or whatnot. You feel what I'm saying? So we getting all these questions. You're like, oh, BJ, you was really cool, BJ, and all this other stuff. So I'm listening to BJ. So BJ tells me he goes sees her, and she looks like the Goodyear blimp, and he was wondering why the only thing he seen on Facebook was a head. You feel what I'm saying? So like, oh, okay, now when you feel what I'm saying? And but at one point in time, either you were chasing this type of dude, or no, go ahead.
So BJ got catfish.
All the way.
All the way, right? Like,
yeah.
He got reeled.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, not BJ. You. BJ got reeled in.
Yeah, BJ got reeled in, but at the same time, BJ learned a valuable lesson because BJ is very, very, very vengeful. So BJ was kind of happy that he seen that. He was very happy, like he told me and all that.
You are so wrong, bro.
I'm just
wrong, bro.
BJ said yes. That's what you get, motherfucker. I'm out of here.
Oh,
that's what BJ said.
I mean, that definitely. I went to my high school
hurting the woman because you loved her.
Yeah, I went to my
but I mean, it was just a go on the topic. You feel what I'm saying? Because some people be attracted to certain things, and especially like on a serious note, on the male tip, we do know that star football players, basketball players, also always has his pick of the litter pretty much of anything that he basically wants. But the star, you feel what I'm saying? The kid that's making it academic and that's getting all these scholarships just because of his intellect and all that really doesn't have his pick of the litter. Maybe he wears Timbs and he tie them all the way up. He don't let the tongue hang out. You don't know. Maybe he can't even afford a pair of Timbs. But at that point in time in life, maybe that person either holds on to it or he lets that propel him to be even better than what he could have been if he didn't go through these obstacles of the people that he was infatuated with when he was going to school. You feel what I'm saying? It goes both ways. And we kind of really hear it more with the dudes.
That's a little different, and I'm going to tell you why. Because one of those parties doesn't love the other party.
Well, of course. Yeah.
And
I mean, that's off topic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With respect to the topic, it's a little different because, you know, they both love each other. It's just that one is not prepared for that love. And loves the other person enough to say, you know what, this ain't the move. I'm not really a good person for you.
I mean, all right.
Yeah. This is why you really got to learn people's backgrounds, man. Because some people weren't raised where they are ready and able to accept and distribute love. How that individual needs to be loved. You know what I mean? Because everybody loves different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that goes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. That's true. You know, but also, you know, you even the most stable, you know, is the likelihood of them being unstable decreases. But even in you know, you can have the most stable, quote unquote, parents in the world, and that person, for whatever reason, is just different. I've seen that also, you know, and I don't. And thinking back too, y'all right though. It definitely is vice versa. And there have been times when women have they've heard. Matter of fact, I can't remember who it was from last week, but she said it. You know, she was like she hurt a dude for his own good. Actually, I think it was Lotus. She said that recently she did that.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
I went to my high school reunion, and it was I was like Martin. I was on some Martin shit. Yo. I had a list. I had a list.
He's looking for revenge.
Oh, the pettiness.
and I'm about that petty life, yo. Like I ain't gonna fake. Like I ain't forget. I forgive you, but I ain't forget. You know what I mean? I forgive you, but I definitely ain't forget.
BJ didn't forget either.
You know what I mean? And it's like I don't want no parts of that. Like I know everything that you went through. Like you got 4 or 5 kids now, shorty. Like you don't look the same. Like honestly, I tell women now, like regular dudes is the winners now. Like the drug game. Like if your dude ain't a kingpin, if your dude ain't no big homie, he ain't getting no money for real. You know what I mean? And if he is, it's limited. So all those years, you turned me down because you was chasing this dollar. Now, you know what I mean? Or how Devin the dude said. Now you want to show up with your stretch mark titties and you know and lips all toe up. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I don't want it. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry. You know what I mean? But that's the reality.
And I'm gonna be fair because we do the same thing too. We just do it on a different level. Chicks when they're younger tend to go for the loot or the flash, you know. And dudes want the same thing, not necessarily the loot. You know, they want to get the absolute prettiest chick. You 21 years old. You want to have the baddest chick of all your boys.
Facts.
It doesn't matter that she can't spell. As long as she good looking, you good. You know. And then as you mature, you realize a good woman is not wrapped up in how she looks.
That's beauty.
A good woman.
That's beauty right there.
It's her actions. You know. So
you feel me?
I think it's maturity on both our parts.
Yeah, it's the same thing, just for different reasons. That's all it is. It's the same thing for different reasons.
Yep. You know, and that too can teach you a lesson. You know, and keep it a stack with you. Because then you find out, when that person is gone, that person really was only interested in you for one superficial ass reason or another.
Right. Something that can be taken away from you. How you feel, how you treat people cannot be taken away from you unless you let somebody take it away from you. Money, looks can totally be depleted, one way or another. These things can be taken away from you. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
The way that you treat other people can't unless you allow this world to do that to you pretty much. So that's why at the end of the day, you feel what I'm saying? Like, just like the bro was just talking about, you feel what I'm saying? Went to his high school reunion, you feel what I'm saying? The ones that I guarantee you, the ones that he seen at his high school reunions that was always good people, that still are good people, they came there with a couple. They came there as a couple. They came there with somebody that probably didn't go to their high school, but they came there with somebody else. You feel what I'm saying?
All right. I feel that.
It might be a chance that the ones that was looking for superficial things, you feel what I'm saying, was coming there to choose. Coming there with their mind on choosing. Like, let me see who came up. Oh, I remember when you used to wear them big-ass glasses for it. Your pants were so tight. You feel they used to wear corduroys. You almost set the whole building on fire. Now, I see you. You ready to dump the whole punch bowl on the head. Excuse me. You really just move her to the side. But yeah.
Wow, man. You had me over to die, bro. I had to mute myself for a second. You know what, man? Let me ask y'all this, man, and not you, AJ, but let me ask DJ or whatever dude's name is. Has a woman ever made you cry?
Of course. DJ gets to that level sometimes. But it can be a different BJ. You feel what I'm saying? It could be I'm about to throw your head through this goddamn wall, BJ. You feel what I'm saying? We ain't gonna do it. Obviously, I know BJ. He's a real cool dude. Or it can be when they're both set in the same situation. In the situation where as though, where maybe somebody. It's kind of hard to explain. I can't talk for BJ. You feel what I'm saying? But pretty much, can't talk for him. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think he's home right now. I try to get him on three-way. But, yeah.
Hey, we're about to bring somebody else into the convo right quick, though, man. We're going to get 7795 on the line. What's good, fam?
Hey, man. What's going on? This is Nasir, man.
What's going on, Nasir? What's popping with you?
No. All right, I had to chime in. When you got to that question, when you was like, has a female ever made a dude cry or whatever, I'm going to be straight up. My ass cried straight out of high school when my girl left me. Like, I never thought that I would cry over a female when she was like, boy, this ain't what I want no more. I'm like, all right, cool. And, like, I think what made it worse for me is because she was moving to her own place or whatever, because she was living with her older sister. So she was moving to her old place over there in 35th and Old York. Now, I'm not even supposed to be around there, to be honest with you. So I'm helping her take stuff in the house and everything. So we downstairs, she push up on me. You know what I mean? We get to popping off or whatever. So we finish doing what we supposed to do, go upstairs, start popping off again. I'm like, all right, well, Now, mind you, before that, she was telling me, like, I don't want this no more, but I'm brushing it off, like, whatever. You just talking to be talking. So later that night, I go to driving school. That night or whatever. I get a phone call. So I'm like, what's up? She was like, look, I really meant what I said. I met somebody else. We can't do this. So when she said that, I heard that, but what I really heard was, I just fucked you for the last time. So we done. Man, my motherfucking heart dropped in my nuts. The tears started rolling. I shit you not, I was no good for 3 weeks straight. I'm calling out of work. I'm leaving work. I'm crying in the middle of the night, waking up, can't sleep. My homeboy's trying to comfort me. Like, I never thought I'd be like that. And because of her, a lot of females after that point got fucked over. A lot of females. And it's fucked up. Now, I shouldn't have been doing that, but I'm like, I ain't never want to feel that shit ever again. So I had this brick wall up, like, ain't no female getting through this brick wall. You can walk around it. You ain't getting through this motherfucker, though. And, but, you know.
That's real talk. BJ felt the same way.
That's a real talk, though.
Right.
You know, I think at one point or another we didn't kind of all been through that. We just don't talk about it much. You know, keep it a stack.
Right.
You know, what I think is different between like women, at least from my experiences, women will take it out on one guy, and men will take it out on as many women as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's damn near the plan for real. Because all females, not saying the enemy like you hate females. That's not really what it is. It's for protection now. At first you was playing offense, now you're playing defense. If that makes sense. You feel what I'm saying? You're going into everything that you're doing on the defensive end instead of the offensive end. So it's not a hate thing, but it's like, no, we can't have no repeats of this.
Right.
This ain't happening again. I don't know who. Yeah, exactly.
I'll give y'all a scenario. Like I said, it was like my oldest daughter's mother.
Your phone breaking up, bro.
Hold on. Jamie?
Yeah, you good now.
All right, yeah. I mean, my oldest daughter, my oldest baby girl, her mother. I was the light skinned, long haired, fat ass nigga. You know what I mean? Around the time when niggas was wearing throwback jerseys. You know what I mean? Around this time, I was on that tip. And
DJ used to rock throwbacks too.
I just took a picture with throwback.
When niggas had Master P jerseys and shit, you know what I mean? Like, I was on the light skin, on team light skin, and ended up getting shorty pregnant. You know, I started out. I was actually the side nigga at first.
Oh,
I've
been there.
I started out the side nigga. You know, I didn't care. I was getting what I wanted. You know, and then the nigga I knew, the nigga she was with was a nigga I had problems with in the streets. So it really ain't matter to me. Like I was winning. You know what I mean? I had a problem with dude in the streets, but you know what I mean? I was knocking this old lady down, and I got her pregnant. So, you know, right? Yeah, I mean, so you know, long story short, you know, I went through a lot with that, man. Like, that's the only chick that ever, like, I ain't cry in front of her, but I definitely cried because of, you know, shit I had to go through dealing with her. But you talking about me at 18 years old. You talking about 18-year-old boy.
Right,
you know,
right. I feel
at
that.
the time, you know, so it was different. But but like Nasir said, yo, I never wanted to feel that feeling again. So if it meant that you had to feel it so that I didn't, that's what it was going to be.
Right.
And you know, and a lot of women got hurt like that. A lot of women got hurt. And to this day, if you tell a female, look, I got a situation. You know what I mean? I'm with somebody and I'm happy. But like let's keep it real. Like, you know, whether you're in a relationship or not, like you bump into women every day and you'll know when the vibe there or not. You know what I mean? If it could go there.
Right.
And nowadays it's such a shortage of brothers, man, and chicks are looking for regular dudes again. That I've met and talked to women like, look, I got a girl, and I'm happy. They do not care. Like, they don't care. Like some women are truly okay with sharing men now.
Yep.
You know, and I ain't knocking them. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking them at all. But it just
this one of the lines that I hear for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you talk to a chick or whatnot, she be like, "Do you have a girlfriend?" You be like, you can say yes or no. All right, say for instance you say no, right? The next thing she say, like, all right, that's good. I wouldn't care if you did anyway. You ever heard that before?
Yeah. Absolutely. Three days ago, and I was in the gym. It's a sister that go to my gym, and bruh, like, it's just a natural attraction. Like, we just attracted to each other. Like, you ever been with somebody, and it don't matter, like, what the circumstances is, but you find yourself with or by that individual, like y'all just naturally attracted to each other, just off the rip, like no conversation, no nothing. It's just a natural attraction.
Yeah,
I feel that. Yep.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And you know, I'm talking to the sister and whatnot, and it's good conversation, all of that. And I asked her, at the time I wasn't with my girl, so I asked her out. I was like, yo, you want to go? You know, me being me, I was like, yo, I know this vegan restaurant, yo, we can go down there and kick it, you know what I mean, get some food or whatever. So, she was with it. She said, it depends. She said, it depends. I said, depends on what? And I had to leave. I had a meeting that morning. The following week, I see again, we have another conversation. She's married. So, right. So before I knew this woman was married, she was literally contemplating going on a date with me to go eat. And, you know, whatever else would transition. You know, and she was completely with it. And I was like, why you just tell me you was married? Like, it's okay. Like, I'd have still spoke to you, but I wouldn't be trying to court
right.
you.
Pull up on
you know
you like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't even pull it up on you like that. You know, like, but she was with it. She ain't care. She was like, I didn't want to tell you that I was married because she wanted to go. You know what I mean? She wanted to go. But you know,
I'm not gonna give her a complete L for that because she didn't. You know, it might have just been a nice little ego boost. She felt good and considered it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She see you over there, bitch, pressing that 900. She like, right. Lift me so high in the air.
You gotta lose their mind for a second.
He don't even live in the whole weight, bitch. He ain't even living the weight. He living the whole bitch. Listen.
I want to touch on what you were talking about, man, because like, you know, me growing up, like, you know, I got nothing but I got 5 sisters, and I was raised by my mom. My father was around, but he wasn't around enough. But you know, I still got respect for him over there. That's my pops.
Right.
That's it. Calm down. So, me growing up, you know, after my little first incident, you know, then I'm blocking all the females and everything or whatever. But one thing that I learned as I got a little older and mature, I was like I started paying attention to what the females were saying to me, and I'm taking it in, I'm studying it, and I'm like, yo, when you more straight up with a female, they respect you more. Because I'm like, you know, the female already know, like, it's up to the guy to work for the pussy. The female already knows she's gonna give you the pussy or not. So what I learned, I'm like being straightforward with the female is only 2 things that can happen: yeah or no. It's not a third option. There's only 2 options: yes or no. So you know, like I might meet a female approach me, whatever, and female be like, "You dealing with somebody?" Yeah. 9 times out of 10, you not meet somebody on the streets that's not involved in no type of relationship. It ain't happening, whether they just fucking somebody or they are in a committed relationship. 9 times out of 10, that is going on. So I'm like, yeah. And once that happened, I realized my pussy skyrocketed. My pussy stock went through the fucking roof. I'm like, just being straightforward, because like you were saying, that motherfucker don't give a fuck. They want to fuck. They don't care. They want to fuck. Especially if they approach you, they want to fuck.
Hey, look, now see, I can tell you this right now. In Baltimore, half them sisters, they dudes fucking trannies anyway.
Them niggas, they hanging around Charles Street too much.
Yeah.
Straight down Charles Street, man.
They hanging around Charles Street too much.
Man, they fucking trannies anyway, yo. So they meet a regular dude, like, hold on, so you not gay? You not curious? Hell no.
Oh, that just made me sick a little bit. That's disgusting.
Bro.
Hey, but
when I tell you,
before we go any, hold on one second, fam. Before we go any further, I want to let y'all know y'all tune in to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From Goons to Gods, we welcome everyone. We only have one request, and that's be respectful. We got a couple more callers, and I know, let's see if we can bring everybody in. We'll have just a little conference call and get it popping. So we're gonna get to 3743 and 4125.
This is gonna be hilarious.
Hey, what up, guys?
It is. What's good, ladies?
Hello.
Peace.
How's everybody doing?
You doing all right?
So
trying to keep it pushing.
I feel that. So what y'all think?
What's up?
And Lotus, I know you wanted to specifically go back to this topic. What you think? Talk to us.
I mean, basically, you know how I think. I mean, you know, there's a lot. I think what I wanted to say was there was a really, really interesting conversation that I had yesterday concerning this that I had with male people, which I found, you know, unfortunately, pride stood in the way, and that's why a couple of people didn't call. But just a moment.
Oh.
Yeah, I had to handle that right quick. Anyway,
that was fair.
So I don't play any games about that life. But there were a couple of guys that you know, argument is a strong word. We'll say debate. Because there were guys who, when you listen to them, it was almost like they were finger pointing. You know, if she hadn't did this, then I wouldn't have done this.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, well.
That's the new thing that's going on around, especially for us melanated people that I'm really not liking. I'm going to let you your story real quick. It's the gender wars. Anybody noticing that? It's like male and female. It's like heightened up to the highest level. That pisses me off. But go ahead.
So the thing about it was when he pointed out the finger pointing and the scapegoating, I asked him, I said, well, why are you deflecting the demise of the relationship on her when you are the one that let it go because you were afraid of hurting her? He was trying to say, well, she wasn't on his level and, you know, he felt like that she wasn't mature enough to deal with him. But in listening to his conversation, it was the other way around. It was like she was mature and he was not. And I had to tell him that. I said, first of all, the immature thing to do is to finger point and deflect. That's one. Two, you sound like you have a lot of bitterness and resentment towards her because apparently you were expecting her to meet your standard when in reality you didn't meet hers. So you realize this, and instead of you humbling yourself and understanding this, you decide to say, oh, well, it's all her fault if she hadn't did what she did, which essentially what it was the woman wasn't willing to settle. And I think a lot of times in this particular scenario in this generation is there's a lot of settling going on, and there's a lot of dumbing down of expectation. You know, it's like, okay, well, as long as he's with me, then it really doesn't matter necessarily what he's doing, or the world famous one. Well, we're together because we have children together, if there are children in the equation.
I hate that.
So now the question here is, what is the expectation for the person that really wants more than the status quo? You know, well, we're together because, you know, society-wise and chronologically, we're supposed to be born, go to school, go to college, get a job, have a wife and kids, you know, the dog named Spot and the white picket fence, and then we just die. What happens if we don't live chronologically? Now, all of a sudden, like I said, here comes the finger pointing. Well, she points the finger at him because he's not the man that he is supposed to be, and he points the finger at her because he expects her to wait around for his maturity level to go up. So it's forever, you know, a revolving door that never stops.
You know what that was, though? That dude, he called himself, you know, dumping her and then seeing her later on with Prince Charming, and he feels some type of way.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I mean, because the thing is, though, these things need to be talked about from the gate. I want this, this, and this. You can't go into a relationship and see this person and notice that he go to work this direction every day. Nothing's going to change about his direction. He's not going to throw anything enticing out there. He's not going to take a back route or nothing. What I mean by direction, I mean he is the same person that you met. Vice versa with the females. You feel what I'm saying? You got to nip it in the bud early. So I'm not on his side. I'm not on her side. But he probably feel as though that she was going to wait for him, and she probably felt as though that he was going to speed up the process. This is where communication needs to come in from the beginning. knock that shit down. You feel what I'm saying? So now maybe with her moving on quicker than him, that's why she probably isn't as resentful as him. You feel what I'm saying? Because maybe you feel as though that he was lied to. Maybe that's how you feel. I don't know.
Well, I mean, let's look at it this way. Like you said, everything is, all things being equal, you would think everybody would lay everything out on the table. That's what we would think, correct? But it's like I said last week. If a person has baggage, whether it's financial baggage or familial baggage or, psychological baggage, 9 times out of 10, a person is not going to put that out there at first. They're going to put their best foot forward. It's almost like a job interview. You put your best foot forward, and then everything falls where they may. But at the same time, there are some things that absolutely need to be made up front immediately. Like in my situation, if I'm approaching a guy or a guy approaches me, I'm going to lay all my cards out on the table. Okay, I want this out of the relationship. First of all, let's make a distinction. I don't want to have relations. See, I did that crap when I was in my teens and in my 20s and half of my 30s. I'm 40 now. I don't have time to be playing games. I don't have time to be sneaking people in and out of my house. I'm too old for that. I have my own house. What do you mean? And not to mention the fact that I have children in the equation. So I just can't have every time Dick and Harry running in and out of my house. That's retarded. So I'm going to let him know up front, okay, I have X amount of kids. I have this, that, and the third going on for myself. You know what I'm saying? I am a work in progress. What are you willing to put on the table? Because if I'm willing, then that individual should be willing. I'm not a homeless shelter. I am not a dormitory. I am not a brothel. I am not a babysitting service. I am a person that wants to settle down in my life at this particular point because I've done all the quote-unquote fun stuff, So what are you going to bring to the table? I've heard everything in the equation. I done heard dudes say, well, I just need a woman to be on my team. And, okay, what team is that? The team of broke? What team are you talking about? Or, if a woman look out for me, then she got to take all of me. Okay, well, you have to tell me what all of you is, And then if I can't see it, then I'm not going to waste my time. I mean, that's true because a woman has to do it too. I mean, I don't like women, and my own female family members do this, is every time they get a dude, especially the ones that have children, they'll all of a sudden call their baby daddy up to come get the kids or get a cousin or somebody to get the kids so they can be able to get with this dude. And then 2 months later down the line, oh, and by the way, I have a couple kids. What?
Oh, yep.
Or, they'll, meet you at a certain place that isn't their home to try to put on this facade. Oh, my family is creative with the lies until it comes out. and when it comes out,
you should be able to sue somebody for that.
I mean, really don't. Or the worst ones are the ones that say, well, I really love him, and here comes the poking of the condoms. Look out. So, when you got those kinds of, honey, please. I tell you, they want to start a family overnight. You hear me? It's terrible. But what I'm saying is in the end analysis is that everyone puts on these fronts and these facades for people because they don't want the person that they potentially want to be with to see them for who they are. But what they have to understand is if you don't love yourself enough to make yourself vulnerable that way, you will be lied to for the rest of your life and you will become the biggest liar on the planet Earth. That's just what
but nobody farts at the dinner table on the first date.
Well, no, I'm not saying, just, tell your whole life story on the first date, but at the same time, though, it's like the old saying goes, you never know a person until you live with them.
Right. Now, I agree with she's saying. Like, you shouldn't be hiding your kids from somebody that you meet from. Like, I mean, not
totally
hiding them, but it's
that's like
you let them, like, look, man, I do have kids at home.
Right.
You got to put that out there.
But see, that's a new one for me. I understand every time I come. No, hear me out. No, hear me out. Now, hear me out. It's a difference between you telling me that you have kids and I come over there and the kids ain't there. It's a difference with you not telling me. And 90 days go past, and you like, oh, yeah, these 3 little motherfuckers came outside my body.
Not 90 days later.
Like, what? Faggot? You what? you just conceive children? And every time I come over this house, I'm wondering why I'm tripping over Tonka trucks.
Right, I'm wondering why all these portraits are folded downward. What's that about?
Yeah, I've never heard that before, ever.
Oh, I'm going to tell you this. This is the craziest thing that ever happened. It happened with my grandmother. And we're talking about back in the day, if I'm 40, it's probably like next to Jesus. Well, her thing was she was going to have a man no matter what. So this is what she did with my father and my uncles. She used to make them climb a tree outside her house and hide there. And she would tell the men she didn't have any kids.
Oh, that's foul.
And then when they did find out she had kids, she lied and said they were her brothers.
Oh, man.
Did they get in the tree, though?
They got in the tree and not with a noose. They actually hung on the tree on the top of the branch, not in a noose. There you go.
I swear, I wish you
That's
was
crazy right there, man.
Because there's some, man, that is like, there's some things I would love. Oh, my God.
I'm not
I'm
laughing.
trying to be respectful here.
No, I'm not. The laughter is not out of disrespect. This is insane. But it's
I mean, I'm here to let you know I've seen some dastardly stuff. I mean, I had a chick that I was working with in my empowerment group where we had to break her because she said that she didn't like her kids because the kids gave her stretch marks, so she deliberately left the children by themselves or with a relative or something. And she would literally wear outfits where she wouldn't show her stomach so she could be able to get a man. And then when the man did come along and see her, you know, in her nudity when they got it in, and he saw those tiger lilies coming out. And, you know, he didn't say nothing to her. He just was like, well, this shows that you had kids. And how can you try to deny something? I mean, I can understand if you fat or something. Correct. You're going to have stretch marks on your thighs, maybe on your side. But directly on your stomach, though, seriously? And then when he found out that, you know, when he found out she had kids, of course, he broke it off.
Years, though. I mean, that's been
hundreds of years.
Forever with women.
You can't blame the stretch marks on the kids. You gotta do something about that.
As far as the kids part.
The women that choose men that are superficial.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, because those women, for one thing, they are superficial, and the men that they go after are superficial. You know, and more often than not, especially in this generation, that is what we are seeing with our youth. They're becoming very superficial, and they're not looking at the content of the person. They're just looking at the surface. They're looking at the what is seen in front of them as far as media is concerned. What they have to understand is that relationships are work.
That's every generation.
Oh. Right, but this one, you have to admit, though, this one today has got to be the freaking worst of them all. I mean, seriously.
No, the difference with this generation is that this generation is on camera. We didn't have to worry about that.
That's why I say it's magnified.
All the previous generations, they didn't have to worry about that. They doing.
But you also got to come in.
They doing a lot of the same shit that was done in the generation before them and the generation before them. They may have dressed differently, they may have talked differently, but they do it. You know, they do dumb shit. The kids, that's what.
But
kids
you know,
do.
but at the same time, though, the morality has diminished, though, because it might have happened in the past, but it seems like, you know, like for example, if a girl goes to school pregnant, she disappears once everybody figures it out. Now they're having baby showers in the school. Now they have a special classroom.
McDonald's.
See? And they have a special room in school. I know in my old high school, they had a special room with a lithotomy table in the back room. So if she goes into labor at the school and they can't make it to the hospital fast enough, she got the baby right there in school. It happened twice.
Wow. Oh my God.
So I'm looking like
my soul.
It's like now, not only like you said, not only is it elevated, but it's also accepted. Whereas back in the day, previously, oh no, you walking, you 13 years old, pregnant, oh your ass staying in the back. That's it. No.
Yeah,
and we found a way to put that baby somewhere.
That is true. My cousin Nieri, when she got pregnant when she was like 14 or whatnot and shit, you feel what I'm saying? She had to go to a whole nother school. I know that not said Jerome know the name of the school because it was called Penguin.
Yeah, Penguin over there near Patterson.
Right.
So
she had to go there.
Unfortunately.
Right, she had to go to a whole other different school. You feel what I'm saying? Now, I mean, can we rewind the tape for a second? The brother said that they had a baby shower at McDonald's. You the McDonald's for the birthday party.
The McDonald's at the top of Winston. The McDonald's at the top of Winston. The manager that worked there, she was pregnant. She had a baby shower there.
Next to the fries,
I'm talking about.
Next to the fries. You feel
I'm mad that he said she's going to go into labor over there in the burger section. I'm mad. It's very bad. But see,
she had a baby in the balls. You feel what I'm saying? In the balls.
Shame.
Lotus, let me ask you this. Lotus, let me ask you this. Have you made a man cry?
Yes.
Yeah, she kicked him in the sternum.
Oh wow. No, what it was we had got into an argument because I had told him that I didn't want to live the same redundant life that we had been living.
Uh-huh.
You know, I wanted more in life, and I saw potential in him that he didn't see in himself. I said, There's more to it than just doing the 9 to 5 every day. I said, well, let's use this analogy. Well, why be a team player when you can own the team? Let's think in those terms. He's like, the problem is
wanting to play on, just be a team player though. What's wrong with that?
Because of the fact that
it fit her. It fit her pretty much. There's gonna be somebody out there for him that likes the 9 to 5. You feel what I'm saying?
I feel that.
Lord,
I feel that.
What I'm saying is I didn't want to be that one that wanted to settle for whatever was thrown at us because of what my father taught me. My father taught me that you're going beyond the status quo. It's not a question of seeking acceptance from the dominant culture at this particular point. It's about doing for you and your family and standing up to those who's trying to break your family. And that is what my ex did not do. His thing was, he was like the Sambo. He was like the Uncle Tom. He would be like, all of us would be on the plantation, and he would be the damn snitch. So it's like, okay, well, I don't need that in my life. You know, I have sons. They need to be born and bred to understand that they are a force to be reckoned with. Not every time they hear a damn firecracker, they run in the other damn way. What is that?
Thanks.
Right. But he didn't want to do it that way because his logic is, if it's an M80, that means you jump for the bushes. But I'm talking about, you know, what I'm saying is that with him, his thing was, you know, as long as we have a roof over our head and clothes on our back and food in our mouths, that's all that really mattered. I wanted more than that. I wanted my children to have knowledge because our goal in our lifetime is to seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. And not everything is going to be cute and sweet either. You know, he hates talking about anything that has to do with race. He hates talking about anything that has to do with the past. He doesn't teach anything to our children about where we came from. Not all of us were kings and queens. We were blacksmiths and seamstresses of the best kind. We need to know all of that. We need our children to know what our struggle is.
So
not hear this bullshit about,
you figure this out about, dude?
I figured it out. To be quite honest with you, I met him when I was a teenager. I honestly did not figure it out until my sophomore year of college. That was a long time, from 16 to 26, because I had popped out a whole bunch of babies, and
you was with dude that long?
I was with him since I was 16, and I broke it off with him almost 2 years ago. So 23 years.
More power to you, sister. That's a long time. You really don't hear these type of relationships like that no more.
No, and the thing about it is, like I said, months and months back since last year, I was one of those type of women that was pretty much like my mom. It was like, you're with one man and that's it. But he was able to have, I have 6 children. He has 5 children outside of our 6. And he cheated on me throughout the relationship, and I stuck with him as long as I could. And I couldn't do it anymore because his thing was superficial. He wanted his ego boosted. He wanted somebody to wait on him hand over fist. He wanted, the June Cleaver syndrome. Well, shit, I wasn't about to do that with 6 kids. Plus, he had put 3 more on me that didn't even belong to me, that I rose like they were my own. Go to school, go to work, keep the house up, plus cater to him too. That mess wasn't going to happen. And when it didn't happen, what did he do?
Let me ask you this though, and clearly I guess I'm pointing the finger right here, and kind of pointed at you.
Oh, absolutely. I take full responsibility for that in my case because, like we discussed last Thursday, we see the signs, but we choose to ignore them, thinking somehow things will change, or maybe if I did something better or faster or more or less, that maybe he'll come around, but it didn't happen. And it took me to take myself out of that. No, they weren't.
Yeah, boy.
Right, but what I'm saying is that when those signs are there and you're in, I got from being in love with him to being comfortable with him. You see, like we talked about last week. I got comfortable with it because for the most part, he provided as long as he was around me. Okay, so as long as he was making sure the bills were paid and the kids were taken care of, he basically put on the front for the world to see, to make it look like we were doing better than we were. We had the big house, we had the Lexus, we had all of that. I wasn't happy in a relationship, and he wanted me to settle for that because he gave the creature comfort, and I wanted more than that. And I had to have the courage to walk away from it, because got to keep in mind, in a relationship that long, when the other end is comfortable with the ego boosting and he could get a lay whenever he felt like it, whether it's me or somebody else, and he can see his kids at any given point in time, he's not going to let me go. I'm the one that had to leave. It wasn't him. As long as he was doing what he wanted to do, he wasn't going nowhere. You know? So I had to get the character.
You was like doing it to benefit him.
Exactly.
And
I was in that situation.
Yourself.
Exactly. And the thing was, go ahead.
It's something that you just said, Jones, that's very interesting because it was, it's like, because you said that you've been seeing the signs. That's very true. But just like she said, it's like, because a lot of people do see the signs early and they never see the signs, even if it's subconsciously. But the thing about it is, when you see these signs, a lot of people is not strong enough to see, oh man, this dude just wear funky drawers every day, I'm gone. No, they accept the funky drawers for probably like 2 years or something till they muster up enough strength to get out of there. You feel what I'm saying? And some people don't get out of it. They just stay with the funky drawers.
He's being blatantly honest. I mean, there was a fear there too, as well as comfortability. What is called in the term is what I said, codependency. He depended on me to boost up his ego and stick around, and I depended on him because I had that fear of doing things myself. I mean, it was so bad. Let me tell you how bad it was. When I finally got away from him, the things that he said about me, it was enough to make the average person want to stab him all over the place.
He turned into Mr. from The Color Purple. He turned into Mr.
You better know it. You better know it, because that's exactly what he did. He even went as far as to tell me that the reason why I left was because I was an angry black woman, but I would never survive on my own because I will perform fellatio for food stamps and Section 8. That's what he told me.
You should have punched him square in his mouth.
He is a coon. That's cool.
Let's keep it a stack though. And we got another caller holding too, 6046. I'm gonna get to you in 1 second, bring you into the conversation. But we got to keep it. Like, dude had like 5 kids while y'all was together. Those wasn't signs. Yes. Those were like kicks in the forehead. Like that's
kicks in the forehead, the back, the stomach, the neck.
That's not something you could. Like, how do you ignore 5 kids?
You should have to muster up the strength to leave though. Because it's females that's in abusive relationships. They can have as many people around them telling them this brother's hit you with these really close laughs and these Mike Tyson rights, and they still don't leave until they get enough energy. Correct?
That is true. And you have to understand that it's built more on the psychological piece than it is the physical or financial. Because keep in mind, dealing with the mind is a very strong thing. I mean, when you got people that have lived for 5 centuries and you have generational, post-traumatic slave syndrome to the point where you have to live in terms of double consciousness and be able to maneuver around in this society, one hand you're looked at as the lowest thing on the earth, and on the other hand you have to keep putting yourself up as more than that. That takes a toll on you. And in my particular case, it took a toll on me, because I was afraid to leave. I had low confidence. I had low self-esteem where I was like, well, am I going to make it with these kids? Is anybody else going to want me with a house full of kids? But I had to settle in my mind, the only way I'm going to know and find out is if I leave. And he honestly didn't think I would. He laughed at it. He skipped around the room like a fat-ass elf, And then I was like, okay, well, you know, and I wasn't one of them type of people that would get up in the middle of the night and then pack up. I did.
Hold on 1 second. Let me get this other caller in on the conversation right quick. 6046.
Hello.
What's good, fam? Hey, what's
Hi.
going on?
Calling from Connecticut.
Hello.
I heard a little bit of it.
What's up?
I heard a little bit of the conversation, so I don't want to chime in yet.
Oh, you didn't want to chime in yet?
No, because I only got like the end part of it.
Uh-huh.
So I want to make sure go ahead.
Let's switch gears for a second. Let me ask you this. Hey, Rome, is that you with the is that your son in the background?
Nah, that's my kid. It's not Sid. That's my son making all that noise.
Oh, my bad. I'm gonna mute you for a second, bro. I'm not gonna take you off. I'm just gonna mute you for a second. All right. All right. So, Connecticut. Let me ask you this question: have you ever heard a man? Have you ever heard a man because you loved him enough to leave?
Yes, I have. And then I've been in a situation where it was the same way with both parties. So we left at the same time.
Oh, so
sorry.
Somebody just to make that move first, pretty much. Somebody just say
pretty much.
I didn't hear. I can't hear the other person.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Somebody just has to say it first.
Right.
Yeah, kind of.
Like, I'm about to leave. You got to tell me twice. I'm out of here. Y'all racing to me.
But we both felt the same way. I mean, we both knew that we were hurting each other, and we didn't want to. We both were stubborn in the sense that we both didn't want to let go and he knew and I knew that he wasn't going to find another me, and I knew I wasn't going to find another him, but we didn't want to let go, if that makes any sense.
It does.
Eventually, I left, but sometimes you have to do it. I loved me more, and I realized that I loved me more, so I had to let him go.
All right, so let me ask you this, and I'm 3743. I'm gonna get you in on a second. The time where it wasn't mutual, it was basically you saying it's over, and in your mind, it was for the best for him. How do you take it?
It was over for me way before we came to that conclusion.
So why
I just
stick around?
I couldn't. Because I couldn't get the guts to do it. I don't like hurting people. And at the time, at the place where I was in my life, I just dealt with it. And I had to take a hard, long look at who I was and what my value was. And it was more than sticking around. I didn't want anything from him. He wanted more. And he wanted to get married and he wanted children. And I knew that at that place in my life, that's not something that I wanted. And I knew, stringing him along was going to waste his time. And I didn't want to be a part of his list of women that he hated. It wasn't right. So I had to walk away.
So, and before we get to 3743, are you on that list of hated women by him?
No, not by him.
not by
him.
No.
Not by him. Hey, I'm being honest. Whatever. I'm on
that's
another
right,
list,
girl.
I'm sure.
I'm telling you, I'm on that list too, girl. And I'm number one.
But listen, okay, so this is what happened with the list that I'm on. I'm being like 150% honest right now. The list that I'm on, I felt like we were playing a game, and it irritated me to my core because when I was ready, he wasn't ready. And when he was ready, I wasn't ready. Like, we played this back and forth game. And when we were finally like, look, all right, are you ready? And I'm like, no.
That's kind of how it goes for real. Like, nobody.
Yeah.
It's not a relationship. A relationship and ending a relationship shouldn't be looked at as a competition, and one person's going to be the winner, another person is going to be the loser. But no one wants to be the loser. Like, you want to kind of come out on top, like, yeah, I broke it off. I'm ready. I'm ready. I don't care if you're ready, but I am. Are you ready?
Honestly,
no. All right. I'm good.
I didn't want the competition. Like, I really wanted to settle down, but I felt like you hurt me so much, you played me so much, and now you're ready to settle down. Okay, well, now I'm not ready because you played around. I want to play around now. Now it's my turn. Now you sit and you wait like I sat and wait. You know?
Ooh,
that's what it was.
He was just being petty.
I ain't mad at that.
No, I'm being honest, though.
I ain't mad at that at all.
I'm not the only person. I'm not the only woman that did that. Cut it out.
I feel you.
Cut it out.
I'm not mad at you.
I'm not the only person. I promise you. I put that up.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not
because
mad
I gave
at you.
so much.
It was petty though.
Well, hey.
Whatever floats that boat. Whatever.
I got a question too. It's more on a funny note. It's kind of along the lines of what she's saying for real. It's like you don't want to see the worst things in life happen to you. Like them get hit by a bus enough. You don't want to see it that bad.
Right.
But you kind of, you might want to see it like trip and fall or something, laugh at them or something. Not by a bus. You feel what I'm saying?
I got a car.
I'm not going.
A car.
Okay. I got a bus-worthy one. Matter of fact, can we a plane? A train.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
So I have a question. I really have a question for the guys because this is what led me at that time of my life to play the game that I played. This is what happened. We were best friends for 9 years, and I shut him down the whole entire time because I didn't want to ruin the friendship. And then when I decided, okay, he hasn't pushed up on me, he hasn't tried anything in 9 years, he's respectable, blah, 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 I decided to give him a shot. So when I gave him a shot, everything was great. Everything was perfect for the first 2 years. And then he got comfortable. Right. So he got comfortable. And my issue is this. Why do men get comfortable when we do everything? We bend over backwards. Can I be honest? We give you the sex that you want. We feed you. We take care of the house, whatever. We bring in whatever it is. We do everything that you want. And then you guys act up. And then when we're ready to walk away, you guys have a shit fit. Like, I don't understand.
Oh, that's easy.
So the lights.
That's easy.
Hold on.
No, I can answer your question.
Let me get 3743 in on the conversation too.
Hey, what up? Nothing much.
Hi.
Hey. Good evening.
And I need to chime on the lady that was speaking, the sister. You're not alone. Yes, everything you said did make sense. Sometimes you are when you're ready, the other person's not ready, and then you're at different points in your life. So yeah, I've been there, done that.
Man,
definitely.
It happens sometimes. It does. Not purposely, but it happens.
And I agree with what you're saying. Why is it that when you're doing everything and then when it's time to go, it's a shock?
Right.
Why is it a shock? You're not doing right. You're not doing what you're supposed to
exactly.
do.
They want to
Mr.
cry.
Grant to answer that. I want to know.
I want to know too.
Jobs, you want to go first because we're outnumbered right now. Jobs, hold the men down. Hold it down,
bro. Let me round off right quick.
I really want to know.
Clearly, at some point, that either you started doing everything too early on, or you in your mind are doing everything, and in his mind you aren't.
Okay.
So
I
think a lot of times
of
people get caught up. Like we have our own definition of everything, and if your definition doesn't match that person's definition of everything, somebody is not seeing the same picture.
But if he was honest with me, like years ago, and he told me that I did everything that he wanted, but he wasn't ready to settle down, that irritated me. Because if you're not ready, I'm going to walk off. I'm going to step off, and I'm going to let you do whatever it is that you want to do. You want to go play, have fun? Cool. I'm not going to sit here and wait. That was the issue. Like, I did everything that you wanted.
He has the cow. He has the cow without purchasing the milk.
No, I get that. Oh, no, I understand that, and that's my fault.
That's why.
No, yeah.
No, that's why I was about to answer your question because you say that
fault.
because like what you said that you said we finally started doing everything for you. We started sexing you down the way you want to. We started cooking for you. You feel what I'm saying? Buy you anything you want and all these things. That's the end for men. That's the end right there. Now we are so comfortable. The game we won. We didn't know that you wanted to win another game. Like it's a part 2. You feel what I'm saying? Like, okay, we here.
Okay.
Part 2. You feel what I'm saying? That's how some people probably look at it. Like,
okay, and
I mean, what else can be better?
Okay, so this is my question. No, you're right. This is my question. If you're getting everything that you want, he no, but okay.
Don't waste our time.
This is the issue.
Uh-oh.
He knew.
Wait. Let's not talk about
knew,
wasting time because she made that dude wait 9 years. Like,
because I was married, and there was a reason. No, I was married.
But you know, he was playing like he was the friend. He was secretly waiting on her.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't like dudes like that.
Men and women can't be friends, but
he did the old bait
half of
and
the
switch.
men,
That's what he did.
we could be friends.
Time out.
He waited.
Time out. See, hold on. I have to say this. I don't respect dudes like that chill in the friend zone for 48 years. And he just waiting one day out there sleeping in the same bed. Y'all stranded in the car or something like that. I don't like dudes like that because I do have a female best friend. I don't look at her like that. Everybody comes when y'all go get together.
But that's you, and that's not all men. Because I had a couple of male friends, and I later found out he told another guy that I actually went to high school with that I was, he's like my little sweetheart or whatever. He went back and told him I slept with him, and then I never did. I didn't even see him in that way. And this is like my friend, this is my brother, and he's saying this awful stuff, talking about, she don't want you. Me and her had a thing going on, and she had my other business. Like I'm being passed around, and I haven't even did anything with that man or even looked at him like that. That's awful. I had to cut him off. Like,
yeah, that's corny. That's corny.
That's very corny. Capital C.
I want to be real. She may do wait a decade.
I want to respond.
But I do have guy friends that I don't even see like in that way that they're plotting.
And there's a method to my madness. There's a method. The reason why I'm asking these questions, it goes back to the topic of the conversation. Eventually, he wanted to get married, and it made me mad. Only because, I'm gonna tell you,
that had to feel good.
No, because
I already know why.
When he got everything he wanted, he still wanted to play around. When I said it was over and done, he went and bought a ring, and I had to say no. Even though I love the ground. Listen, I know,
so he gave you
and
a
I love the ground
ring.
that this man walked on. I love the ground he walked. He was my best friend. La la la, blah blah blah. But I loved him enough to walk away because I know that if I would have said yes, right now in 2016 he would hate me because I would have done it to be vindictive. You understand? Because you hurt me. And you hurt me, and I stayed, and I loved you, and now you want the roles to be reversed. So I had to walk away because I didn't want another black man to be like, oh, they're all the same. We're not. But you played with me. And then you bought a ring thinking that it would fix that. No.
Did he give you the ring after you said you were walking away?
Yes. He did.
That was a shut-up ring. That was like, stay where you at ring.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't comfortable with that.
Oh, I know how I'm going to keep her around. I'm going to buy a ring. You feel what I'm saying? She can't say no to that.
I hate the way he said that.
Oh, my God.
I was listening to the story, like, I know exactly why he did. I already knew. You feel what I'm a man.
But wait.
Last time I checked.
I ain't a man, and I knew that.
But listen, you're saying that he bought me a ring to shut me up. I never asked for a ring. I didn't want a ring.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Most women won't want because you're not ready to make that step.
Oh, God.
So they're going to give you that ring to keep you.
To keep you in your lane. That's what that was. Well, I know how to keep her
shut her up for 2 or 3 years. We can be engaged.
Right,
he had to pick up his face off the floor because I made him take the ring back. I didn't want it. I know my worth as a woman.
Because he didn't take you seriously at first. When you told him no. And he's like, oh, well, she ain't serious. Let me bust out and go to Alvin Jewelers and some shit and buy her a ring. You shot his ass down, and his mouth had to be picked up off the floor like she said.
Yeah.
And now he want to be, you on the top 10 most hated list. You're probably number 2 because I'm number 1. So,
wait a minute. Hold on, everybody. Hold on 1 second, though. He waited in his mind, and I can kind of see where he's coming from. He waited a decade before you gave him some love. a decade.
That's not my
I'm on the
problem.
girl side with this one.
You know why?
I'm on the girl side with this one.
You know what?
Wait. But you know, me and
quick. No, the problem here is that he did all that waiting. That was the bait and switch. He was plotting, planning, and scheming. And it was nothing about, I was waiting for him to do that. No.
Hold on now.
No.
Listen, out of the 9 years. No.
Hold on now. Let me finish my thought though.
No, wait,
in his mind, here it comes. He's thinking that he's got some good favors saved up that he could at least fuck up for a little bit, and you should be okay with that because he waited so long.
No.
Nah.
He
got a point. They do. They think
well, he found out that he wasn't getting it.
but see, look what happened at the end. Look what happened at the end when you think for somebody else. You can't think for nobody else.
I left. And even though I loved him the way that I loved him, I had to walk away. Did I want the ring eventually with him? Yes, probably. Like, marriage, kids, white picket fence, whatever. But I loved me more, and I knew that if I would have said yes, I would have been vindictive, only because I knew that I saw the game that he was playing. I knew you bought me a ring to shut me up. I know he bought the ring to keep me around. I'm no fool. So I had to say no. Now you're going to wait, and I'm still going to say no. Because this is not something that you really want. If it was something that he really wants, men are simple. Men are so simple.
That is true.
And if it
you
took you that long,
okay, cool.
Right. If it took you that long, I'm good on you. I'm good. No, thank you.
I want to chime in on this. I got to chime in on this.
Oh boy, here we go.
All right.
Bring it home now,
I'm sorry.
Before you do that, I'm gonna mute everybody else so we don't be talking over everybody except AJ. I'm gonna mute everybody else so we don't be talking over each other. So hold on. All right, go ahead, fam.
All right, I'm married myself. I'm coming up on my third anniversary. You know what I mean, June 13th, coming up on my third anniversary. One thing that I realized when it comes to relationships is always no one never asks, "What do you want?" It's always, I think he wants this, or I think she wants this, and I think he wants that, and I think she wants this. No one ever asks, what do you want to make you feel that this relationship is complete so that we can take that extra step? A lot of people don't do that in their relationship. Like, when I proposed to my girl, I was doing my girl dirty. I can say that. Like, she would tell you, I was doing her dirty. And what made me realize that she was the right one, when she finally caught me in the act of doing her dirty, and she said, "You my first love, you my first sex partner, we going to get through this. I know there's other girls out there you're dealing with, but we going to get through this." And I had to sit back because out of every female that I got jammed up with, no female ever said that to me. So I sat back and was like, this is the one right here. No female ever wanted to work it out with me after they found that I cheated on them. So I went to that store and bought that diamond ring and took her out to eat and proposed in front of 100 people who asked her to marry me. That was a gutsy move for me or whatever. But now as far as your man, he was like, she ain't going nowhere. Your man seen that you was about to leave. So he thought that the gutsy move was to go out and get a ring and propose to you or whatever. But the thing that y'all two would have to do, y'all would have to sit down and figure out what do y'all exactly want from each other so that y'all can take it to that next step. Because it's like, if you keep assuming you know what this person wants, it will never get there. Y'all will never meet that comfort zone. Like, you gotta have that medium. Like, you gotta sit down at the table and say, what do you want or need for me to change? And it gotta be like vice versa from your partner too. Like, and like, I mean, this marriage is not easy. It ain't easy. Like, me and my lady, we going through it right now. It ain't easy. Like, I'm still learning this. I mean, you could go on my Facebook, you will see me talking about how I'm going through it with my lady and all that. Like, I cut off all female friends for her. I did so much because I really want this to work. I'm like, what do you want me to do? No female friends. Done. What else you want me to do? Leave the streets alone. Done. What else you want me to do? Don't be outside late. Done. What else you want me to do? Like, all that cooking and cleaning, like, that's mandatory. That's not no,
oh, I'm doing this and that for you, so why you not? That's mandatory from both parties. Like you got that go hand in hand. You gotta work it. You gotta do that to have a good household. Cause
correct.
I mean, if I come home, my dinner ain't made, I'm not mad. You know what I mean? But it's something that I expect. I come home from a hard day of work, listen to that white motherfucker all over my back. Tony do this, Tony do that. Go in the house and I see that plate made. That shit put a big ass smile on my motherfucking face when I see that plate made. Cause that let me know that she care about me. But I mean, that's like I said, that's a given. You're supposed to do that, but you got to sit down at that table and find out what do y'all need to do to make y'all relationship work, so that y'all can get to that next level. And he actually drops on that knee for all the right reasons versus doing it because he don't want you to leave. The person gonna leave regardless. Like that's something that y'all got to sit down at the table and figure out, like, so that y'all can move on to that next step.
Yeah, we all seen the episode of Martin when Martin was like, "Yes, Gina, I will marry you," and she just walked right out the door because he was doing it. It was a chess move to keep her there, pretty much. Yeah, that's all it was. It was a chess move. But when he did it the second time, it really came from his heart because he didn't care. But if you're doing things so you can still be more comfortable, and you're not really not considering that other person that's in the relationship, you're just worried about yourself. It's a big possibility that they will turn that down if they care about themselves as much as they care about you, or more about themselves than they care about you. It's possible.
Facts. Hey, we got about 15 minutes left. I'm gonna bring we got 2492 waiting in the queue too, and I know that the ladies want to respond to what you said, so I'm gonna try to bring everybody in, but y'all can talk over each other. Everybody, you got about 30 seconds to say what you want to say. So we'll see how it works. We only got about 15 minutes, something new. Let's roll with it. We got, that's 4125-6046-3743 and 2492.
Yo.
All right, who's first?
Can it be me?
Go ahead.
You got 30 seconds.
Okay, this is Crystal. It depends on the individual. I went through that. I was in a relationship almost 20 years, and I told him, did everything he needed to do, and he went through it, and he was a broken man. And that's what ended our relationship, because he was broken. He couldn't get over his own pain. It wasn't. I worked through cheating, children out of our relationship, and he still couldn't get over it. And I gave him a deadline. You have to figure out what you're going to do with your life, or where you're going to be at with me at a certain time, or we got to walk away, because I'm not going to live the rest of my second part of my life going through this. We done did this prior era. What do you want to do? Just let me know, or let me go.
That's real.
So it depends on the person.
I just want to say hi to Crystal. Hey, boo.
Hey, boo. It's all right.
Yeah, Philly.
That's my girl. Y'all better go.
Yeah, Wally.
I mean,
UConn in the house.
I think we all kind of like store up like relationship points. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes we think we can use those points in certain situations, and the check bounces.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened. With Connecticut. Is old boy felt like he had a whole bunch in savings and tried to use them all at once, and come to find out that he ain't had it like that.
Right.
Now, granted, he did love me. I knew that, but he didn't love me how I should have been loved. That was the issue.
And the thing is, she has experience. She just came out of a marriage. She doesn't have time to play around. Nobody has to factor that in as well.
You have to look at things from a full perspective.
Okay, well, in doing that, I got a question there. At what point did he make it known that he wanted more than a friendship?
3 years after my marriage ended.
Dang, that boy got patience. That boy got some patience on his back.
Man, that's like a record or something. Like, man.
You go to the club at night? Nah, man, I got like 6 more years, bro. 6 more years. 6.
He did a bid with it, though. Like,
right. I'm just gonna sit by this phone. Y'all go have fun. I'll be right by the phone. She'll call.
I need to talk to him because I need some pictures myself. Not in that area.
I mean, if you think about it, like dude literally went from a flip top to an iPhone.
You know what?
Not a flip daddy. No. No. Not the Star Trek communicator. No.
Right. We were just friends.
Mad.
So listen, if he did a bid, if he did a bid, that's his own fault because that means he had an ulterior motive from jump. He should have just played the friend role and we would have been good.
That's so corny.
I mean,
that's so
the
corny.
friend role get the
It's not.
too though.
But at what point do women recognize? At what point do women recognize that 99.999% of the time we don't engage to be a friend?
Well,
let me answer that one. First of all, the thing about it is when a person really cares for somebody, they'll see the cues there. But like I said in the beginning, it's a question of how can we sculpt this person to our liking, and that's on both sides. Okay? Mm-hmm. When the feelings come into it, it's not immediate. Like most people will make it seem like it's not that way because relationships take work. It goes into stages. You got the courting side, then you have the relation side, and then you have the relationship side. So it goes in stages. Okay? So when everyone is courting and everything looks cute and all this other crap, then you got the relations where, you basically get it in, let's just be honest. And then afterwards, after all the playing is over, now they want to have the kind of thing that we're supposed to have from that point on. But the problem here is everybody's jumbling everything around. People are mistaking relations for relationships and courting for relations, and nobody is going the way that it needs to go. And as far as what a person puts up on the table, the problem here is, again, we have to look at self first. We have to see what we expect from ourselves first because that person we're with is supposed to be the reflection of us. So if we're going after somebody and we see they ain't worth a quota and we accept that and we endear that, and I include myself, then after a point we have to look at ourselves and say, well, what the hell? And then you have to take into consideration certain scenarios like socioeconomic status, like pedigree, like social equity. You have to look at all those things as well. And if we don't look at those things, then, then you're done.
Like in her, what I'm saying though is that almost, and it's not an absolute, but almost absolutely all of the time, if a man walks up to a woman, it is because he is attracted to you.
Yeah,
correct. Point blank. That's correct. Period. And then, but and then somewhere along the line, we get sidetracked and thrown into the friend zone. And like your dude took it to a whole nother friend zone level. Like that's got to be a record. Birds of prey.
He is the king.
He needs his own meaning.
Honestly, if a man really want to be with a woman, I mean, he should be her friend first. My opinion.
That's true. That's true.
You gotta be friends before you can become lovers, man. Like I've had a lot of meaningless sex. You know what I'm saying? Then on the other end too.
Me too. Now let me quit.
It's not the same. It's completely different. It's a whole different experience when you got somebody that you know and you know that's them, and you accept it. You take that in, and like Sis was just speaking about sculpting and molding that person and molding the relationship basically. So I ain't necessarily gonna knock for bidding, you know what I mean, for that woman's love if he felt she was worth it.
Right.
But
now the question comes in, was that his motive the whole time, which we don't know. I'm just joking around with him. He still is king. Don't get me wrong.
He is.
But that's the thing, though.
Right, that's such a long time.
All right, in year 6, was that still his motive? How can you hide that for so long? So it comes down to maybe it gets to the point where it's right now. You feel what I'm saying? How cool I am with my homegirl. It's never gonna happen. The reason why it's never gonna happen because we're gonna fuck everything up. Everything's gonna be fucked up from there on out. I already know that. You feel what I'm saying? This is how valuable you are to me as a friend, and I'm not even willing to take this risk. I would actually not take this risk because what we over here is that valuable. You see many females out here for me to drop this off. You dig what I'm saying? That's pretty much how I'm looking. You feel what I'm saying? So maybe he probably thought he could take that chance, which I'm not upset at him at that, but he didn't hold up to his end of the bargain pretty much. And that's probably why she left. And that's why now he's the king of the friend zone. Because he was supposed to make it work. You wait that long, you got to make it work.
Exactly. That's what I say.
You ain't lying.
I mean, ain't no way in the world I'll be waiting for 10 years and that trash.
And I'm not going to let it work. You feel what I'm saying? So he's like,
break it off in two. That's horrible.
Yo, y'all understand that Urkel turned into Stephon in less than 10 years, right? Like that's a Urkel and Laura type.
let me find out he was trying to build a time machine. Hot in there came out a whole new dude. It went back into the time machine, came out Urkel again, but he got it. That's crazy.
And Crystal, hold on 1 second. Let me get to 9039 right quick too. We only got about 7 minutes left. What's good, fam?
God damn, I always end up calling right before the motherfucker end, man. I'm on Central Time. I never get the damn time right. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
He said 7 minutes left, man. God damn.
Oh, man. I just wanted to see what's going on with y'all tonight, man.
Yeah, man.
It's
interesting.
Thank you. Yeah, it has been.
We had a real interesting conversation tonight, man. We basically talk about relationships, and it turned into how long can you be in the friend zone conversation. You know what I'm saying? I think we got a winner.
Just saying. Yeah, he definitely, apparently.
Definitely a winner.
He's the winner, man. He's the king.
He is the GOAT.
So what about relationships? What context was y'all speaking in? Like I said, I just walked through the door, man. I just realized that it was time for real. Like I said, I'm on Central Time, so I always forget. I'm like an hour behind y'all, but you know what I'm saying? It's like I always call in that last 15 minutes, man. It's crazy every time.
We was talking about the topic of the show was I heard a great woman once because I loved her enough to leave.
Oh man, yeah.
I did that. What happened, man? Tell us about it.
Well, I was young, man. I was 18. You know what I'm saying? And I was having my first child or whatever. And you know, she had did some foul things, you know, cheated on me or whatever when we was younger, and you know what I'm saying? I didn't really allow the adult relationship to materialize. I kind of held her at the child standard that we met in and that we were dating in, and then when it was time to transfer to become an adult, I don't think I did that in a timely manner. You know what I'm saying? So I lost the mother of my child because I feel like I was lightweight child. It's not saying that I want to be with her today or no shit like that, of course, but just during that time frame, looking back, I probably should have put more effort into raising my child and trying to be a good person to her rather than holding childish shit against her. But again, I was a child myself. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when my baby came into the picture, though, you know what I'm saying, I should have been more about that than what she had done, because in a sense, I kind of lost my chance to raise my child because I wanted to be an asshole. You know what I'm saying? I had all of that shit there. I could have wiggled it the direction I wanted to take it into, but like I say, instead it was just like, nah, I'm cool on you. You know what I'm saying? And you know, she was hurt in the process because she wanted to make the shit work, and I didn't. So yeah, I've done that.
That's real shit, man.
That's tough.
You know, definitely appreciate the honesty too, man. To everybody, to be quite, you know, keep it a stack before we have to
I
get off
respect
the air.
that story because he actually understood his missteps pretty much. A lot of people don't really catch that, and some people, even if they do, they don't want to admit to it. That's growth right there.
Yo, can I?
Yeah.
People do not want to be accountable for whatsoever for their actions. Nobody likes accountability anymore, and I don't know. Is this a society type thing where nobody feels they have to take blame for their actions, the things that they do? I don't know, but it's a prominent thing that I'm seeing, man. Like, people just do not want to be accountable for the things they do. Like, if I fuck up, I fuck up. You know what I mean? I gotta wear that.
Right.
You know what I mean? You gotta wear that. You fuck up, you gotta wear that as a man. So I mean, me getting caught cheating and all them type things, and I stopped lying. You know what I mean?
Is that like?
I'm a terrible liar.
I think
so. I stopped lying.
I think our standards have eased up to the point where certain things don't matter anymore.
That's true.
Oh, my bad. I was just blogged. I didn't know if y'all can hear me or not. But like society-wise, it's like our standards have gotten so ridiculous now.
Right.
As far as what we will accept, that people, it's like you try to pushing the envelope now is man, you got to be doing some ridiculously crazy stuff, and
right.
It's almost like it's okay, and it goes, but like little boys are taught that you can go out and pound everything you want and you good, and little girls are taught that you do that and use a hoe. And it takes us a long ass time to kind of get to the point where we meet in the middle and realize that there's value in us, as opposed to looking at us as just like, a piece of flesh, so to speak.
Right. Well, I don't know, man. Like, relationships now are so difficult, only because I don't know, man. It's just different now. It ain't like it used to be. Like, everything is like ready made, like fast food. Like, that's really how relationships are nowadays. Like, you gotta go in.
True.
Like, it's ready made. Like, I used to meet females and they'd be like, I want to be married in 3 years. I want a house. I want 3 children. Like these type things. I dealt with a lot of women that was career oriented women, and it was I need this, I want this, and blah blah. And I'm like, sure, I'm just getting out of a divorce. I ain't trying to hear none of that. We can take this a rock and go back to my crib though. Like, all ain't none of that matter to me. Like hey, look,
that's real talk.
That's real shit. Like, I got this fifth. And we can discuss that later. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen, I got the fifth in the Netflix.
That's real though, man.
It's real.
That
like,
is
look,
though.
Yeah, like Boomerang. Look, shorty, Boomerang on Netflix. I got this red berry
good look right there too.
Huh?
That's a good look right there,
perfect
man.
movie, right?
Get it done with
Perfect movie to
Boomerang
watch.
and Ciroc,
Right. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Yeah, you can't get him a Boomerang and some Ciroc, yo. You in trouble. Like, you gonna be waiting for 10 years.
Like maybe the winner. 10 years. 10 years about to be the new slang, the standard for real. My man waited 10 years.
10 years of friends.
Yeah, man. I'm never gonna forget that.
None of them thinking about it, yo. Maybe he should get a little bit more leeway now that I think about it, yo. God damn. That's wrong.
Low key, I wanted to say that, but like 10 years.
I really put it in perspective.
5 years of stupidity. Like 2 for 1.
Right. Can you picture brother on the DVD cover? And with the 12 years of slave joint, like 10 years of friend, and the nigga
10 years in the friend zone, man. He watched him through the entire merge, the ups and downs. He had to play it off like what that nigga do. Really?
Yo,
Rick got married. He just gonna leave. Really?
How many times he had to hate to be successful? That's at least a good 9 years of hating.
Like, what that nigga, where that nigga take you to eat? What?
Oh, my God. And did he know he making bullshit examples for real? Like, man, I ain't even married to this chick right here, and I rub her feet all the time. That's what you need, you know what I'm saying? But I'm over here, you married. Throw little tips up there. Yo, that's skill. Nigga, that's a skill.
That's a part-time job.
Man.
Like, he got...
That's crazy.
He would be vested. Like, you understand, if that was a job, he'd be vested.
Fam?
He'd have been vested in the company.
Hold on 1 second, fam. I just want to say, man, we definitely appreciate all the support, all the love, all the calls. Dope show, man. Salute to everybody that called in, man. Salute to everybody that shared the show. Don't forget to check out the groups, All Black Everything, My Skin Is My Sin. And check out the website, myskinismysin.com. Anything you want to say, AJ?
Yeah, man, salute to all y'all for calling in, man, sharing y'all stories, man. We had a good time. We chopped it up. We had some good laughs. I done heard some of the funniest shit I ever heard in my life tonight. You feel what I'm saying? And hopefully I can, somebody grant me the patience so I can be strong, just like that brother was, man. Salute to y'all, man. Have a good night. Grant me the patience.
Man, oh man, my face hurt, bro. But you the GOAT, man. Wherever you at, if you ever hear this episode, you are the GOAT of friendship zone, for the friend zone.
Man, he needs his own class.
Hey, man, we are dedicating a Jordan meme just to you, bro.
Already.
I'll holler at y'all, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right, peace, man.
Peace.
Be safe, y'all.